Hey guys, it's Krystle back at it again with another video. College off season is just around the corner, and as you can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be reading every single essay that got me into my dream school, Columbia. I'm running a creative writing course this summer over on my website. You can check it out there, and literally tomorrow is the last day to get early bird pricing, so check it out. And I designed it specifically to help my students to boost up your creative writing skills in advance of college apps, so you can write really fantastic essays that just blow the admissions officers away. We're starting July 10, so let's go. Sign up ASAP. I want you guys to have essays that are gonna knock your admissions officer's socks off. Let's do it. All my kids who I've taught this course to in the past, if they've been seniors applying to college, they've ended up going to Harvard, Stanford, Cornell have been some recently. We get them into the top schools, and I'm telling you, it is because of that creative writing approach and the amazing, singular, just sparkling quality that it gives to the college job essays. So hopefully in reading my own essays, I can convince you of just how important it is to have phenomenal essays, really creative ones that use creative writing and narrative and memoir techniques in them. So go sign up, let's do this together. We're gonna make sure that your essays are amazing. If you don't know me, I graduated from Columbia University with a degree in creative writing and business management, and I make videos about how you can get into the Ivy Leagues too. I help students with getting into the Ivy Leagues. This is my entire profession. I do the essay mentoring, creative writing help, extracurricular and passion development, literally everything that goes into the college app process. I got you. If I haven't sold you yet on how important college essays are to the entire process, let me tell you, I had a B- in AP biology in my first semester of the freshman year of high school, and I still got into Columbia. It was for a good reason. One of my parents was rushed to the emergency room 25 times that semester. But if I was going to make up for that grade, I knew I had to pull out all the stops in my essays. They actually sent me a letter, personalized note, saying why I got in, stained with my tears. I read this letter in my last video and talk about why Columbia accepted me, but they specifically single out these really particular things that I mentioned in my essays. So I know for sure that those essays helped me so much. So let's start off with reading the big main 650 word college application essay. I have another video up reading my Common App essay, and then another video, actually two more, reading the Columbia supplements all separately, but I wanted to combine everything in this video so you guys can get the full picture. So let me know in the comments if you would admit me too after you hear me read my essays. I'll be reading it off my computer here. Shh, I whispered to my twin as we huddled together beneath a collection of shrubs, leaves quivering above our heads. They'll hear you if you make any noise. The Mothmen are coming, she whispered back. We've got to battle them when they come. Perfect, I agreed. We'll defeat them and bring peace to the land and return to it all its stolen color and life. And bring peace to the land we did. Time after time, each iteration with a new twist on the storyline, a new enemy to defeat, a new role to play. It was only after we began writing these stories down that I realized just how much we had learned from them. That whole time I'd been learning to create, to blend what I loved about the world I lived in and manifest for myself so clearly my preteen eyes could almost see them, those aspects I would change if I could. I had been learning that no matter my current circumstances, I could craft for myself my very own world, and if I could do that, I could also craft my very own life, the kind I wanted to live. I learned in time that my parents had done just that. As two women in love in the 80s, they chose to have children, pioneering a wondrous development in LGBTQ relationships and creating the life and family they wanted for themselves. When I was younger, I couldn't comprehend why my new friend wasn't allowed to play with me after our parents met. When I was old enough to understand, I told my mother that I didn't see the point of a world where people could despise others for something as trivial as sexual orientation. I preferred the magical ones my twin and I created. Krystle, my mom replied, you can create your own world right here. And so I did. Armed with the resilience I had learned from the taste I had experienced of the prejudice my parents had faced and the open-mindedness they had passed down to my sister and me, I threw myself wholeheartedly into taking charge of my reality. I knew it wouldn't be easy to achieve academic and personal success considering the unique status of my family, but I also knew that if I worked hard enough, I could achieve my dreams of bringing beauty and catharsis to the world through my aspirations of storytelling. I launched myself headfirst into this goal. And when I first read my poetry in public, when I won my first essay competition, and when my writing was nationally recognized by the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards, I knew that the self-fulfilling prophecy my environment and I had set in place for myself from birth was coming true, and that my stories had the potential to reach audiences and impact their readers as they always had for me. As I look ahead to what will come next, I know that life is unpredictable and that I just might find myself somewhere completely unexpected. However, I know that, armed with the desire to live my life as I believe and support others in doing the same, I will continue to grow as a human being with the fortitude gained from the context I have grown up in. I plan to pursue writing in college in order to nurture my aspiration to touch others through my words, born and bred out of the environment in which I was raised and the challenges my family and I have overcome. It is my dearest wish to use the skills I have gained and passions I've discovered throughout my life thus far to help others do the same, to write my own story and to assist my fellow human beings in writing their own. Now onto the Columbia supplements. List a few words or phrases that describe your ideal college community, 150 words or less. My ideal college community is a place where I will be able to flourish academically, intellectually, and socially, and where those ideals are not necessarily diametrically opposed, but rather combined to create a cohesive whole. I envision a community where learning does not end with the classroom, but rather continues in all aspects of college life. More specifically, I hope to attend a college where this penchant for working through new ideas and challenging oneself augments the experience of my fields of interest. A strong creative writing program is vital to me, especially in the form of a major, which I know would allow me to delve intensely into my passion. I also delight in the idea of a community where I can continue playing harp to the degree I always have, by performing in an orchestra and taking lessons while still reaping the benefits of a liberal arts education. List the titles of the required readings from courses during the school year or summer that you enjoyed the most in the past year, 150 words or less. Kindred, Octavia Butler. Catalog of Unabashed Gratitude, Ross Gay. Insert Boy, Dana Smith. Citizen in American Lyric, Claudia Rankin. Decolonizing the Mind, The Politics of Language in African Literature, Ngugi wa Thiong'o. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, Tom Stoppard. Arcadia, Tom Stoppard. Waiting for Godot, Samuel Beckett. Pale Fire, Vladimir Nabokov. The Waves, Virginia Woolf. Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man, James Joyce. Good Morning Midnight, Jean Rhys. Our Man in Havana, Graham Greene. The Talented Mr. Ripley, Patricia Highsmith. Sketchbook, Washington Irving. Melville Unfolding, John Bryant. Frankenstein, Mary Shelley. The Narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym, Edgar Allan Poe. The Country Wife, William Wycherley, or Wycherley? I think it's Wycherley. Story of Your Life, Ted Chiang. St. Lucy's Home for Girls Raised by Wolves, Karen Russell. A Theory of Justice, John Rawls. The Constitution of Liberty, F.A. Hayek. Leviathan, Thomas Hobbes, and Democracy in America, Alexis de Tocqueville. List the titles of the books you read for pleasure that you enjoyed most in the past year, 150 words or less. Our Men Do Not Belong to Us, Warsaw. Letters to a Young Poet, Rainer Maria Rilke. Jane, Maggie Nelson. Sabor a mí, Cecilia Vicuña. Night Sky with Exit Wounds, Ocean Vuong. Seam, Tarfia Faizullah. When My Brother Was an Aztec, Natalie Diaz. The Best American Poetry 2015, Various. We the Animals, Justin Torres. The Things They Carried, Tim O'Brien. Nature and Selected Essays, Ralph Waldo Emerson. The Importance of Being Earnest, Oscar Wilde. Sandman, Neil Gaiman. The Hate You Give, Angie Thomas. The Book Thief, Marcus Zusak. The Kite Runner, Khaled Hosseini. Lean In, Women Work in the Will to Lead, Sheryl Sandberg. Here We Are, 44 Voices, Write, Draw, and Speak About Feminism for the Real World, Various. Finnegan of the Rock, Melina Marchetta. Fire of the Exiles, Melina Marchetta. Quintana of Shirin, Melina Marchetta. Those are all part of a series that I loved. Six of Crows, Leigh Bardugo. And Mistborn, Brandon Sanderson. List the titles of the print, electronic publications, and websites you read regularly, 150 words or less. Narrative Magazine, Cicada Magazine, Synesthesia Literary Journal, The Adroit Journal, Fisher Magazine, Mad Hatter's Review, and then I wrote the note, this and above are literary journals, which as an aspiring writer who has been published in several magazines, inspire me as I progress in my career. Button Poetry, The Geeky Blonde, and then I wrote the note, this website and the one above are vessels of spoken word poetry, the latter run by someone who is just a teenager herself. Such passion and youth inspire me to excel beyond the limits of age. The Body Is Not an Apology, Jezebel.com. The next one, I'll put the name on the screen because I'm not sure if I can say it on YouTube. And then I did include this note. While the title of this website includes a slur, it does so to subvert and challenge the historical use of language to oppress women, reflecting how its own writings challenge patriarchal constructs, as is the case for the two publications above it. To include or not to include, that is the question, ... I literally left that in there. The New York Times and The Onion. Last list. List the titles of the films, concerts, shows, exhibits, lectures, and other entertainments you enjoyed most in the past year. 100 250 words or less. Did we expect anything else at this point? The Solomon R. Guggenheim Museum Special Exhibit Jackson Pollock, Exploring Alchemy. The Solomon R. Guggenheim Museum Special Exhibit Anika Yi, Life is Cheap. The American Museum of Natural History Special Exhibit Countdown to Zero, Defeating Disease. The American Museum of Natural History Special Exhibit The Titanosaur. Johnson Museum of Art Empathy Academy, Social Practice and the Problem of Objects. Johnson Museum of Art Leo Villarreal, Cosmos. Johnson Museum of Art The Best Way to Prepare Bananas, Fruits of the Soul from the Permanent Collection. Johnson Museum of Art All for One and One for All, Portfolios from the Permanent Collection. Johnson Museum of Art Robert Richenberg, Abstract Expressionist Painter. Hamilton, an American Musical. Deaf West production of Spring Awakening. Kinky Boots, a New Musical. Groundhog Day the Musical. Wonder Woman, The Glass Castle, and the documentary 13th. Okay, now we're getting into the slightly longer essays that Columbia had me answer. So this is the good stuff, guys. Please tell us what you value most about Columbia and why. 300 words or less. I deeply respect and value Columbia's commitment to a liberal arts education that prioritizes both breadth and depth in its examination of humanity. The aspect of my high school that I have most enjoyed and learned from is its course sequence, which journeys from biology to philosophies of politics, ethics, and identity. If you guys didn't know, I went to the Stanford Online High School, which I also have videos about if you want to check that out. It is such a great school. I help people get in there every year. Go check it out. The Columbia core curriculum's emphasis on what it means to be an individual within a community delights me, with both the conceptual congruity it shares with my high school's core program and Columbia's further emphasis on the arts as an extension of the human experience. Furthermore, the way that the core curriculum integrates and synthesizes artwork, literature, and science into a broader curriculum is an extension of steps I have already taken to immerse myself in the arts. For instance, the writing seminar Trauma and its Aftermath, Poetry, Memory, Hybridity deals with a similar topic as the seminar I chose to attend at the Telluride Association's summer program, suggesting connections between the subjects I value and those Columbia sees fit to teach. Moreover, I hope to both benefit from what my tour guide called the conservatory level music and the extracurricular scene at Columbia and contribute to them as a harpist in Columbia's ensembles and perhaps even the Columbia Juilliard Exchange. I did not end up applying to that. I knew that I was going to be doing my IB education and mentoring all you guys while I was in college, and I was like, I cannot be also spending a ton of my time taking Juilliard classes, even though I am very serious about the harp. I have been honored to perform throughout high school at such venues as Carnegie Hall, Lincoln Center, and the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and hope to continue doing so in college. Beyond music, Columbia's commitment to community overjoys me as a high school ambassador and tutor, and I would be delighted to contribute to the Columbia Ballet Collaborative as a former Clara in the Nutcracker. It is my hope to pursue these artistic and cultural interests at Columbia in a place itself as culturally rich as New York City. Okay, last one, guys. Let's power through. For applicants to Columbia College, please tell us what from your current and past experiences, either academic or personal, attracts you specifically to the field or fields of study that you noted in the member question section. If you are currently undecided, please write about any field or fields in which you may have an interest at this time, 300 words or less. My intended major was creative writing, so that's what I wrote about here. When I was 8, I wrote my first novel. Looking back, it is best described as a genealogical study of unicorn familial structures. But despite its dubious literary merit, watching words that I had created forming on my computer screen was a godlike sensation. I was the person with the power to create these equine interactions, to allow the story to unfold to its admittedly plotless culmination. As I grew older and discovered the faculties to create narratives with greater meaning than the lives and times of cavorting mythical creatures, I realized that, just maybe, others might enjoy what I had to offer. When I was 12, I sent off my first short story, The Ghost Children, to the Stone Soup magazine, where it was published. Receiving my first working paycheck was surreal, but my excitement reached far beyond the money. I would do this for free, I exclaimed to my parents, and it was true. Being able to impact others with my words while engaging in what drives me has been a dream come true. As I have progressed in my high school career, I have been increasingly able to impact others with my words. Using language to comfort and inspire others in similar positions, as well as those who are drastically different from me, is something I cannot imagine not doing. My third novel, which was recognized by the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards, is about finding family in the midst of a desolate fantasy kingdom, a far cry from unicorns. Still, it is that same sense of wonder and the hope that somehow, somewhere, the stories I write will offer my readers catharsis that keep me going. I hope that listening to me read those could be helpful for you guys. Obviously, it goes without saying, don't copy. The admissions officers are going to know if you submit an essay that's exactly the same as mine, but I totally understand if you need help with coming up with ideas, brainstorming, getting someone to look over your essays. When I was applying, I barely had anyone to look over my essays. I basically had to do everything myself. So I love to help out you guys. You can always get in touch with me. Email me right here, go to my website, I got you. We can have a free consultation over Zoom. We can discuss everything that you need to do to be the kind of student that Columbia or other Ivy Leagues can't say no to, and I am here to help you out with that. Don't forget to sign up by tomorrow to get the early bird pricing on the course that I'm running. I would love to have you guys in the class, so come on, let's do it. We're gonna have so much fun this summer, and I can assure you, creative writing literally was my saving grace when I was writing my essays, and so I'm so happy to be able to help out you guys with the help that I wish that I had. So let's do it, let's go for it. So make sure to like, subscribe, share this video with a friend because friends help friends, and comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next video.